The fact that you're watching this particular video means one of two things, most probably. Either you've completed your free video series or you're still watching your free video series. And at some point you probably come across Stuart talking about the all-in package. And that's what I'm going to touch on today, because although Stuart went through it in great detail, I'm going to go through my experience on the other side of it, on the receiving end of what the all-in package is all about. And I think it's really going to help you in determining what your next steps, what that might look like. Now, there's a lot of information I'd like to share with you. I wanted to make sure that I didn't miss anything, so I've written it all down. I've taken notes here, because there really is so much in this package that I just don't want to miss anything. So if you see me glancing down, referring to my notes, I want to make sure I don't miss anything, because it's an amazing package, suffice to say. Now, the wording on this, I believe, is twofold. It's an all-in package. So everything you're going to need to get your company, your online business off the ground, up and running, is contained within this package. And I'm going to go through the amazing things that the support and functions of this all-in package. Now, for me, what the all-in also means for me, and this is just my opinion, but it's also related to where you're at in this journey. You were interested to learn more. You subscribe for the free video series. It's getting to a point where it's kind of decision time. Are you going to go all in, or are you going to take a pass on this? And ultimately, that's going to be your decision. Now, what you will learn from this, after I talk through my journey and what your expected journey can be, it's going to be pretty clear that this is not a case of watching a bunch of videos as quickly as you can and going out and earning a fortune on the online market. It doesn't work like that. It just doesn't work like that. And if that's your expectation going into this, it's probably best that we address that right here, right now. And my advice to you, if that is your mindset, is don't waste your money. Don't waste your time, and don't waste your money. Unless you are willing to commit to learning a whole new skill set that is going to take you time. You're going to have to dedicate time to this frequently, ideally every day. Unless you can commit to that, and in buying into the belief that you are learning a brand new skill set that cannot be learned within a week or learned within 2 weeks, then this is not the right place for you. If what you've seen in the free video series has gotten you very excited, very passionate, and very curious to learn more, you are absolutely in the right place. So it is, at some point in the coming days, it's going to be decision time for you. Now, there is a tendency out there when something comes along that we feel is too good to be true. Our fears start taking over, and we automatically say, nah, it's too good to be true. And we take a pass on it. And while I think it's good to have that, I think it's good to have street smarts and to realize that, when things aren't exactly the way they should be, if you constantly live your life with everything that comes into your life saying, nah, too good to be true, too good to be true, and you live in this constant safety zone, then your life is going to be mediocre. It just will not change, because the opportunities that come your way, because it's stepping into the unknown, and sometimes we're afraid to do that. But if that's how you constantly live your life, then don't expect any change, because it won't. It really, really won't. You have to be willing to find what's a good fit and what you believe is going to bring you ultimately the lifestyle that you crave to have. And this is the place for that. I'm speaking from experience. I've gone through what you're going through now, and I'm here. It works, and I'm talking about it. So give it that serious consideration. I mentioned before, for me, the turning point for me was that literally I had nothing to lose. By making that step to go all in and sign up for the all in package, That was me saying, I'm taking this seriously. I want radical change in my life, and this is the place that can bring me that. And I never look back from that. What's crazy about making that decision is that it literally costs nothing. And the reason for that is because when you sign up for the All-In, you're under a 30-day, no questions asked, full refund. If you decide after looking at a couple of modules or a week or two into it that it's not for you, then absolutely you can make that decision to just step away from it. And hey, there'll be no hard feelings. I would much prefer you do that than just go with the flow and not take responsibility. So that's the decisions you're going to be facing. Now, when it comes in to what you're getting in that package, it's incredible. It really is incredible. So I'll start to go through it. So some of you may have gone through the free account where you got a look-see at module 1. And so you're already understanding just how this system works. If you haven't, and you're going straight from the free video series into the All-In, which is exactly what I did, you're introduced to 7 modules. And those 7 modules will teach you everything you need to know. Now, interestingly, the first and second module, it's really all about identifying what it is on the online marketing world that you feel you could do that's going to be a good fit for you. I say that could be affiliate marketing, it could be e-commerce, selling products, or it could be already having a product or your own company and wanting to learn more digital skills to really propel that in the online world. And module 1 talks a lot about that, and in beginning to have conversations with yourself about that and what direction you see yourself going in. Module 2 is very much into self-development, funnily enough. And it's a very unique approach in that before we even get into building websites and the technical side of it, there's a tremendous amount of development is done on personal development. And I certainly wasn't expecting that going into it. And now that I've come through the other side, it was absolutely genius to have that, because it makes you a better person for it. And it encourages you to look at all aspects of your life to see where you can really spend some time to be the best version of yourself. And that journey in itself is absolutely wonderful. There's a program in that called, it's a 21-step program, and it challenges you to come up with, I posted another video about what your average perfect day looks like. Also, you'd be developing your own vision board, which I'd never done before. It's kind of cool because we do it electronically now. You can have it on your computer. And that's how a lot of module 2 goes. And then when you get through that, that's when you start getting into the website design and, you know, really putting each of those pieces in place. And it's all step by step. It shows you how to do that. Those modules that you've access to those 24/7. You could do them if you absolutely went like a hurricane. You could probably get through them in a week. That's not going to build you up for success. And those that have gone down that route find themselves really having to go back over and do it much more comprehensively. There's a lot of practical exercises along the way. It's a choice thing. You can choose to skip over them, or you can really buy into it and go through all those things. My experience is don't rush it. It is not a sprint, it is a marathon. The more you absorb as you go through each module, the more ultimately successful your company is going to be. And it's not going to be a good situation for you to fly through them in a week or 2 weeks and think you're ready to go, because you're most probably going to end up having to go back and start over again. So what this does require is a commitment to consistently figure out how to do it. If it involves you getting up an hour earlier a day or 2 hours earlier a day, that's what it's going to be, because you're going to need to consistently spend time on this to get through those modules. So also you're going to become officially part of the SFM community, and that is like nothing I've ever seen before. So there is a mentors platform. There's a media platform where you can connect and share your journey and questions that you have. And there's also a private Facebook group, tribe we call it, the SFM tribe. And that's where all of us members hang out, and we share what we're going through, we brainstorm, we even form groups within that, accountability groups to help and support each other along the way. And that's just an incredible tool to have, and you will make some incredible friendships being part of that amazing tribe. So that's also included in your all-in package. You're going to be signed an SFM mentor, so that'll be a point contact for you at all times throughout your journey. If you get stuck at any point or if you have any questions, your SFM mentor is going to be there for you. And we'll also just check in with you regularly just to see how you're doing. You will also have what's called a referral mentor, and that's actually going to be me. That's the person that brought you to this community. So I'm going to be very much on this journey with you and supporting you and checking in with you. I love catching up on Facebook, and I love catching up on WhatsApp and having calls. So that's definitely going to be something that's available for you there. And I really look forward to developing that part of it. You're going to have a platform for a ton of other learning. There's a program called LinkedIn Learning. And LinkedIn Learning, it's what you can continue doing either during your modules or after it. And that's a very high-end, high-quality training platform. And it can teach you everything from advertising to marketing to YouTubing to Instagramming to Facebooking. A ton. There's actually over 10,000 courses available for you through SFM. If you were to go out and do this, if you go onto LinkedIn and do this yourself, it's going to cost you a lot of money. And all of these training courses are included in your all-in package, which is quite exceptional. You're going to be open to joining an orientation call. You get to meet the whole team, the whole SFM team, and that will happen very quickly after you join your SFM. And that's just a wonderful opportunity to meet some of our mentors and the team. So that's going to happen very soon into your journey, and you'll already start making connections with that. What else is going on? Oh my gosh, you're going to have access to the 90-day video journey, and I think you've probably heard me speak about that before now, and that's an incredible experience, journey, support structure, growth. It's just phenomenal. So I'm definitely going to be encouraging you to be a part of that, even if you're not at the point where you want to commit to making videos. You don't have to, but just to be part of that community really is something really special. So I'm going to just touch on my notes just to make sure I'm touching on everything. Webinars. You're going to have full access to 20 plus weekly webinars, and these webinars are hosted by our SFM mentors and SFM ambassadors, people like ourselves that have gone through the SFM program, have launched successful campaigns, and they openly share how things work for them and open up to Q&A, and that's an amazing opportunity. Say there's probably 20 plus a week. I generally try and jump on one a day. Certainly in the beginning, I'd encourage you to get on as many as you can without feeling overwhelmed, because it just starts to make a lot of sense of exactly how this is all going to happen. So you're going to be busy between, getting into those modules and committing to getting onto those webinars when you can. That's ultimately going to propel you into getting things done in the right way. Now the webinars are kind of cool because they're all recorded, so if you're working or if you're tired of doing something else, you can catch up with them at a later point. Again, you have full access to that through your all-in package. So the last thing that a couple of last things I'm going to talk about. You're going to have a 24/7 support line. So if you get stuck on anything, It's basically in two sections. If there's anything in the modules that you're just not sure about, you can jump onto the community, the SFM community, or if there's something specific, there is an SFM help desk, and it's a chat line. You can post it in there and they will get back to you, usually pretty quickly actually, and with whatever help you need. And there's also, when you get into the stage of website design, there's an IT helpline, and they're specific to the mechanics of setting up your website. I absolutely reached out to both on my journey, and they were incredibly supportive. And they're there for you. They were there for me. They're going to be there for you. So that's what you can expect going into this amazing journey. And I say it's such a ridiculously vast support structure that it sets you up for success. That's the bottom line for me. The last thing I'm going to talk about is your website. So regardless of whether you're going to be an affiliate marketer or e-commerce or promoting your already established company, you're going to be getting to a point where you're going to be creating your own website. Now, that can terrify the bejeepers out of a lot of people. I didn't grow up with the technical background. I was a bit nervous going into that. And what I can say is that, trust me, you're going to have the help that you need. Included in your all-in package is a platform to create your website. And it's done in a way that my perception of website design before was that it would cost you a fortune. If you went out and got a website done, you'd be into the hundreds, possibly even into the thousands of dollars. And there's a reason for that, because not everybody can do it. The SFM have set up a website design called WordPress. And WordPress, it's literally drag and click. You make your script, you drag it in. You bring up your images, you drag it in. You can literally have your website beginning to look like a website within hours. They say within minutes, but within hours, it's quite incredible. You kind of get through the other side and you say, that actually wasn't so bad. And that is included in your all-in package. That whole platform is part of the SFM. So I go back to how I started this. It is an all-in package. Everything you're going to need to set you up for success is included in that package. So I hope I've given you some more information that maybe you weren't sure about. As I say, if you're still possibly on the fence about this, reach out to me. You know, I think at this point you have my contact. Reach out and let's talk about it. You know, I want you to feel comfortable going to the next stage with this. And of course, if you still have questions, I'm going to be there to help answer those for you. So I really enjoyed going through this one, because I remember what it was like joining the all-in and really, not knowing what lay ahead. Now that I'm out the other side of it, looking back, I'm like, oh yeah, this is something special. So let's get you rolling, okay? Have a great day, and as always, go gently on yourself. Thanks.